I'm not gonna lie, I probably cried like 2 more times that night. Just couldn't believe it. You're traveling from place to place, doing workouts early in the morning. I didn't know I was gonna be traded. Getting up every day and knowing like this is what it's gonna take. I definitely would consider myself a dog, but in order to become that wolf, there's more I can do.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I'm your host, Chloe Clark, and joining us today is Kobe Brown of the Indiana Pacers. How are you feeling?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you for pulling up. I know that it's off season for you, so you can be doing a lot of other things. So first and foremost, you finished year 3 in the NBA, so how has it hit you yet that you're kind of getting and settling into your groove, and how has the summer been treating you?
Yeah, it's been a blessing just to be, where I am. It's definitely setting in that I'm in the NBA. It took a minute, but no, I'm settling in great, and it's been good. Indy's great. The summer's been great too so far, so I'm enjoying it.
And I know all players got to start somewhere, and for you, that's Alabama. So I don't know much about Alabama. I'm sure you can let the people know, but is there much to do besides hoop out there, or was it really your main focus?
Man, I hadn't been back home in a minute, man, but yeah, honestly, when I was there, it wasn't too much to do. I feel like the city is growing now. I think it's the biggest city in the state now, so it's a lot more to do there as of now. But when I was growing up, no, it was mostly just hoops, really. So that helped me out a lot.
And you come from a sports family. Your dad played. He also was your high school coach. You have a brother that plays basketball. So talk about that environment growing up in that culture.
Yeah, no, playing for my dad was like one of the best experiences I could have. It was really annoying at times because he was super tough and always fussing and coaching me all the time on and off the court. So that took a lot to get used to. But I wouldn't trade those times for anything. He's one of my favorite coaches for sure, and I wish all the time I could go back to high school just to relive those days. And my younger brother, he was younger. He was a couple grades behind me when I was in high school, so he didn't play as much until my senior year. But sharing the court with him was cool, and then we went to college, did the same thing for a year or so. So that was a great experience. But yeah, I wish I could go back all the time.
Yeah, you bring up college, and you went to Missouri all 4 years, which is kind of rare. Can you talk about the loyalty and commitment, especially now we're seeing so many guys jump around wherever NIL takes them?
Fortunate for me, when I got to college, there wasn't NIL for the first 2 years. But no, Mizzou was a great place. The community is great. Met a lot of friends, obviously, and then a lot of friends outside of the gym too. A lot of business owners, restaurant owners, and things. You just being there for so long, you just naturally build relationships with, and they're people I still talk to this day, actually. And I try to get back at least once a year to a football game or so. And but yeah, no, I was there all 4 years. My first coach got fired after my junior year. And, obviously you don't know what you're going to do the next year, but our AD at the time, Desiree Reed-Francois, I was really close with her and her son, and she told me that she would bring in the best person for the job, and I kind of just trusted in her, and then she did, and it just kind of worked out, honestly. Yeah.
So then how did your relationship with that coach and that whole process, how did that help you prepare for the NBA and getting to that point?
So both coaches, I learned a lot from both, especially, Coach Martin. He's big on toughness, and the kid coming from high school, I was on an older team as a freshman, and just having to grow up really fast, that helped me a lot. I still use some of those lessons to this day on and off the court. And then Coach Gates was my last year, and I learned a lot from him, a lot about the league and just different things that help me to this day, and just how to move as a pro.
So then once you get to that point of becoming a pro, what was your draft combine experience like?
Ooh. I hear it, a lot of people say it all the time. The pre-draft process is the hardest part about the NBA. Honestly, it's the hardest thing you'll go through in the NBA. And then once you get through it, it's kind of smooth sailing, and then you just have to worry about other things. But it was tough. It was a lot of mental challenges, physical challenges, and a lot of travel. And I know we travel a lot in the NBA, but in the pre-draft process, you're not used to that yet.
Right.
You're still in college mode. So you're traveling from place to place, doing workouts early in the morning, and you're flying commercial. So it's like it's a lot of variables. So flights can get delayed, canceled. It's a lot, and you're on your own. So, but all in all, I wouldn't change it though. It's definitely a process I think everyone should go through, for sure.
So then, what was the draft moment like for you? Did you have an idea? I know some players have a good sense of where they'll land. What was that moment like for you, hearing ultimately your name called for the Clippers?
Man, it was huge. I still remember to this day, like when they called my name, I was already on the phone with my agent. He had called me prior and told me what was happening, and I was like, "There's no way." I didn't believe it. And then as I'm walking back to the gathering I was in, where everyone was at, and the screen, I hear my name called while I'm on the phone with him, and it's just like, "There's no way." And then I just kind of like, just broke down, really, I ain't gonna lie. Kind of cried with my mom, my brother, and my dad, and other family and friends. Like, we all just sat there and, like, it's like a big group hug, just let it all out. But it was a great moment. I'm not gonna lie, I probably cried like 2 more times that night, just couldn't believe it. But yeah, no, it's one of the best days of my life, for sure.
No, I can imagine for so many young hoopers growing up and that being the ultimate dream. I'm sure also you mentioned your family, and like I said, you're coming from a big sports family. Was there anything that your dad said in that moment during the draft night that you really remember?
Ooh. I know, like, leading up that day, I got to work out with him and one of my mentors. His name's Coach Kelly, but he was just pumping in my head that no matter where you end up, you're gonna be fine. And the good thing about it is he said he had a feeling that he doesn't know where I'm going, what number, but he knows I'm going somewhere. So he's normally right when he gets like gut feelings like that. So I just kind of believed in that, and then it worked out for sure.
So then, coming from Alabama and Missouri all the way to the West Coast, did you have a culture shock at all, and meeting
Yeah.
the new guys and having them introduce you to the NBA lifestyle?
Yeah, that was a big difference from Columbia, Missouri. Like, we had a mall that was barely anything really, and now I come to LA and it's everything everywhere. So it's definitely a faster pace of life, and but it was for the better, and I enjoyed it a lot. So
And I gotta ask, because so many people talk about the welcome to the NBA moment. What was your welcome to the NBA moment?
ooh, mine was probably, I think, oh, we were playing the Celtics at Crypto my rookie year, and JT, I was guarding him in the corner. He spun baseline, left me behind him, and he kind of dunked on one of my teammates, and I was just like, dang, like, and I was like, dang, I'm really here, like, but it was crazy though, for sure.
Seeing that level of talent up close kind of takes you back, I can imagine. Are
Yeah.
there any other guys since then in the league that we may not realize, but seeing up close or guarding, you kind of take a different view of them as a player?
Yeah, oh man, yeah, there's a lot. Like Kyrie, obviously Steph, like especially Steph. It takes so much you can't lock him up, but like slow him down. I should say, or make things difficult for him. So whoever's guarding him is basically chasing him the whole possession, and then the guys who aren't are still kind of like trying to help that guy out. It just takes so much to just slow him down, and it's just amazing how good he is at what he does. So.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've been able to learn over the course of your time in the NBA, being part of an elite group, only 450 guys, right? So when you really think about that in the grand scheme of things, it's like, dang, you really are upper echelon. But what do you think has been the biggest adjustment about your game since entering the league and being able to see those vets and professionals up close?
Just like increasing my speed, like just matching the speed of the game, and then just knowing that you belong here. Honestly, I feel like as a rookie, some rookies, not all, but you come in, you see guys you watch your whole life, and it's like, am I really here? Even though you're right there, and you just got to get that confidence and that feeling about yourself, like, yeah, I belong here too. And once you get that, it just kind of just take off from there. So I feel like that was my biggest thing for sure.
You said the phrase knowing that you belong. And so you got traded in February from Clippers to Indiana. How did that take a turn for you, like either mentally, or what was that whole process like for you?
It was definitely a shock for sure. Like, I didn't know I was going to be traded. Obviously, I knew there was a chance like anyone can get traded, but when it happened, I kind of understood it. I knew why, talking to, certain people, and, it was the best thing to happen for me. And I feel like we all agreed on that, and I was able to go somewhere where I could play and just show my talents and that I belong, so to say. And but it worked out for the best for sure.
Have you been able to lean on any other players or veterans since getting to Indiana to sort of make that transition a little bit more seamless for you?
Yeah, most definitely. Luckily, I got traded with Big Zoo, and I was already super close with Zoo before the trade happened. So it was cool to go somewhere with someone you're already close with, nonetheless, like a seasoned vet like Zoo for sure. So that helped a lot.
So I do want to bring up one of your Instagram captions where he said idols look totally different when you're on the same level. So who are those idols for you?
Man, just like all the stars, like KD. I think that picture was KD. I was guarding KD in that. But like KD, obviously Bron, Steph, and then a lot of my teammates, James, PG, Russ for sure, like Kawhi, all those guys. It's like, you just grow up watching them, and I feel like when you're not in the league and you're not around it so much, you look at people like that as like some crazy whatever, and then when you get there, it's like, oh, they're just humans too, like, and they just want to be seen as human too. So it was definitely a big change for me for sure.
Even that human aspect, who would you say on the team now you connect with besides you that has been able to push you, whether that is anyone on the coaching staff or a fellow teammate?
Oh man, so much. Like obviously, it's a couple coaches. You got Mo and LP. I work with him a lot. Coach Jim, but outside of that, just the whole team really. Like they took me and Zoo in with open arms. Zoo didn't play as much, but they kind of just helped show me the ropes from the top down. Tyrese to whoever else, like just Pascal. They're all just they're very helpful for sure, and it made the transition easy.
So when it comes to a game day, could you walk us through a typical game day and how you prepare for that on the mental side and the physical side when it comes down to training?
Yeah, so most game days I try to shoot at some point during the day before the game, but outside of that, I really just want to just chill at the crib, just lay there and just like let go of everything, just like chill all day until it's time to go and handle business. So my game day is pretty simple for the most part.
And so mental toughness is something that I feel like a lot of players will talk about in the NBA. So when it comes down to something like that, how do you really like lock in for a game or even transitioning to a new team, right? What does that mindset look like?
It's something you just kind of have to do. You have to know that, whatever team's in town they're trying to beat you. Obviously, they're trying to embarrass you. So you just got to take pride in that, and whether it's like studying film, studying scouting report, or just preparing your mind to play as hard as you can. You just have to be ready to take that challenge every night.
Speaking of your style of play, you're versatile. You can guard multiple positions, make the right reads, and as the NBA goes more towards positionless basketball, what do you think makes you an asset to any team that you step on?
Man, like you said, versatility. Just being able to guard any position on the floor, as well as play any position. I feel like there's more opportunities to play if you can do multiple things. But just I feel like when you specialize in one thing, you're limited to only obviously one thing. And I don't like to be limited at anything in life. Like I always want to be able to adapt and change, and I feel like being versatile is a key aspect in that for sure.
Well, it's interesting because I learned you grew up playing the point guard position, and then you had a growth spurt, transitioned. So how do those guard instincts help you now, you would say?
Oh man, a lot. Definitely with like different reads and like just seeing how plays develop. I feel like if it wasn't for my dad making me play point guard at a young age, and even at that young age, I was always taller than everyone else. So it was kind of weird. The tallest guys bring the ball up, and I kind of sometimes felt out of place sometimes. But my dad was like, "No, like this is the best thing for you. God gave you the abilities to do it. You got to use it, no matter how it looks." And it just kind of paid off, and it's definitely paved the way for sure.
Your dad knew. Your dad
Yeah,
foresee the future for sure. But you've mentioned also before how your greatest strength isn't even shooting, it's defense. We hear all the time how defense is such a backbone for teams in the league. When it comes to defense in the NBA, some defenders it comes down to anticipation. So what do you think great defenders are able to see early on the floor?
oh man, you just like it's crazy you ask because I talked a lot with Chris Dunn before I got traded, obviously, and then now too. But just trying to figure out how he does it because I don't by any means do I feel like I'm at his level at how well he plays D. But a lot of the stuff he says, you just gotta know guys, you gotta study guys, you'll know their tendencies, and then it's like the game just speaks for itself. Like he knows one guy only wants to go left, or if he does this move, he's looking to shoot. And as crazy as it is, that's like it's true. If they do a certain thing, then most 9 times out of 10 they're gonna shoot or they're gonna pass or whatever. So he just kind of has that in the back of his mind with the matchup going out there, and it works out for him. So I try to do the same.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, are there any guys that you really lock down and study now when it comes to film and what Chris was saying?
Yeah, it just depends on who we're playing that matchup for the matchup for the night. I try to look at like the guy I know I'll be guarding or one of the guys I feel like is might be quicker than me. Maybe there's something he's doing that I could help slow him down and kind of like make him bring him to my speed or whatever. So it's just different little things like that. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think makes a player hard to guard beyond athleticism?
Oh man, like his IQ, his teammates, like whether it's a screen or a play call or like Steph, for instance, he's running around the whole possession, never getting tired. Plus, you're getting screened by whoever is on the team, and like it's just a lot of different things that go into it. But I feel like it's harder to guard off the ball than on the ball, in my opinion. And Steph is a prime example of that for sure.
You brought up IQ, and I feel like basketball IQ is something that's talked about vaguely. How would you define basketball IQ, and how would you evaluate yours?
I would just say like basketball IQ is more like it's like a feeling, honestly, in my opinion. Like you obviously you got to know the game, know tendencies, whatever. But I feel like you just kind of get that feeling, so you can make different reads and different cuts and whatnot, and just you just kind of it's like an instinct, in my opinion.
And then how would you evaluate yours?
Oh, I feel like it's okay. I feel like there's definitely room for growth,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, I'm only 3 years in, so I got a lot to learn. But I feel like I'm in a good place, though.
When you talk about room to grow, who is a player that you either modeled your game after growing up or more so now that you're in the league that you aim to model your game after now?
Oh man, it's probably a couple of players, honestly. But I feel like I take bits and pieces from different players, like Draymond is one. The physicality of LeBron, I try to somewhat take that. Defense of multiple guys. I don't know. I just try to take pieces from different types of players and try to put it in one.
And it's no secret that you were named after one of the greatest players. So, where do you pull most from his style of play or the legacy that he left behind?
Yeah, I feel like with Kobe, I feel like I try to take from his mentality and his way of his hard work, honestly, because by any means do I feel like I play anything like him. He was one of a kind. But yeah, I feel like just having that mindset of trying to beat whoever's in front of you or trying to work on your game and just put the time in, just have that hard mindset of, like this is what it takes. I gotta do it. If I don't feel like doing it, I gotta still do it. Like, just having that killer mindset, really.
You talk about being a killer, and there was a Jerry West quote that he said, "The word dog comes up a lot. Well, I was a wolf. I used to eat dogs." So how would you define those when you think about like star, superstar, dog, wolf, and where do you think you fall in that?
Oh, I never heard that quote, but that's a great quote. Yeah, like shoot, I feel like I fall in the middle of both. I would say, like I feel like there's a lot of room for growth, like I said, and I definitely would consider myself a dog, but in order to become that wolf, so to say, there's more I can do, and that's the part I'm figuring out now.
Yeah, and I mean, it is the off season, and I feel like a lot of discourse during this time off is who is going to make that big jump, and
Yeah.
either like you fall off or you can go from here to here, right? So what does that look like day to day when you're a player in off season to really make that big leap from year to year?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like it's those days where, like, you don't feel like doing something, you have to do it anyway. Especially now, like the past 3 years, living in LA, playing for the Clippers, there was mandatory workouts where I knew I had to get up every day and go do those, and those were great, and they worked. But like now, like I'm in Indy, and I'm all the way in LA for the off season, so now it's on me. I have to find my own trainer, my own strength coach, all the the team and whatnot, and I have that decision to get up every day. There's no like I can't miss it. Like I can choose to miss, but just going up, getting up every day, and knowing like this is what it's going to take. Uh, I feel like that's what it takes, and I'm doing a good job with it right now.
Yeah, is there anything mechanical or technical that you're focusing on training wise to help?
Yeah, I would say just like continue to improve my jump shot, the three ball for sure. Playing through contact, creating contact, and just like different things of that nature for sure.
And so I want to talk a little bit about off court. I know that you had created your own brand a few years ago. So what was the motive behind that?
Oh man, like so that was in college for sure. It was just like I don't know. It was kind of something I wanted something of my own. Honestly, it started off with me just wanting a logo, and then when I figured the logo out, I was like, okay, I need to make this logo do something. And back then, so I just made like clothes for the fans, because I got a lot of Twitter DMs and Instagram DMs asking for like clothing or whatnot to wear to the games in college. So then I dropped it, and it kind of did really well, and I started seeing a lot of fans in the arena and my stuff, which was crazy. But now, like I haven't sold. I mean, I still sell the clothes, but I don't promote it or anything. And I feel like my next step with that is to like do something to help somebody, rather than just like selling stuff.
Selling
So
stuff, yeah. Well, I feel like it helps having a personal brand. And now you are a Nike athlete too, right? How would you say that experience helped you translate over to just working with big companies like Nike?
I feel like it did. Like I understand it a lot more. Obviously, that was my own brand, so I had to do all the dirty work behind the scenes. But being with Nike has been a blessing. They it's like endless amounts of gear, shoes, clothes, even for my family and friends. Like, so just being with a corporation like that looks out for everyone, and it's big for me for sure.
So being in the limelight, though, as a professional athlete, I'm sure it was hard to get adjusted to. How do you just keep yourself sane and grounded through it all?
Oh man, just talking to people from home. Honestly, talking to the people that I knew and was close with before I got to where I am. That helps keeps me grounded for sure. Those calls home to my mom, my dad, and then crazy or not, like my close friends, they're gonna always keep me humble for sure. It's good to talk to people who don't look at you as more than you are, really.
What would you say is a part of your journey that doesn't show up in the box scores or the highlight reels, but is just as pivotal to who you are?
Definitely like the mental toughness. Obviously, I went from first 2 years not really playing, especially the first year not playing at all. The second year, got in a little bit on and off, and then this past year, I started off playing a little bit in and out of rotation until playing full-time in rotation with Indy. Just like the mental challenges you go through, sometimes you can find yourself not believing in yourself, and I feel like just being strong through all that and just continue to trust your work and stay in the gym no matter what. So I feel like that's one of the biggest things for sure.
So if the game was taken away tomorrow, what do you think is a part of you as a person? What do you think would rise to the surface?
Oh man, probably just like my will to or my want to help people. I do want to make a difference with different people. Honestly, whether it's like basketball camps or giving back or hosting events that bring communities together. I do want to help. That's my goal. Once I get like really established in the league, is to start helping others for sure.
Okay. So any other particular goals that you have in mind, especially looking ahead to next year, whether that be on the court or more personal stuff?
I just want to make the most out of my opportunity, especially being in the NBA. I feel like God put me here for a reason, and for me to only look out for myself and not try to help those in need or those who need inspiration or whatever, I feel like I'd be doing a disservice. So.
Totally. Okay. So then lastly, I do like to end on a segment where I let my guests put us on. So you can put us on to anything you would like. It could be a brand, it could be a restaurant, it could be whatever you're feeling, whatever you think is slept on.
Oh, slept on?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. I'm pretty mainstream, to be honest. As far as restaurant, I would say like Steak 48 in Beverly. That's the spot.
Everyone knows that.
I know, but that's one of my favorite spots for sure.
Okay. All right.
Some good
Steak
people
48.
up there.
Well, thank you so much for pulling up. I will let you tell the people where they can find you on socials.
Just Kobe Brown on Instagram, and Twitter is like the Kobe24Brown, I believe. And yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kobe, for pulling up. I appreciate it. And for everyone watching, thank you again for tuning in to another episode, and I'll see you all on the next one.